But I think the thing that I would like to tell you very personally is that I don't make decisions totally on my own. I have one very significant and very important person always in my background, and that of course is my wife, Roseanne. And if I do anything else in the future, or reconsider, or readjust my position, it is always with her backing and with great discussion. And not only do I, if you like, consider my wife, sometimes with certain things we also chat to our children, especially my daughter now, who's 8, and I never realised how grown up an 8-year-old can be. And of course I have 2 sons also. So there's an awful lot to be considered, and I would like to sow one thought in people's minds out there, is that everybody's very quick to jump up and judge a race car driver and what he might or might not do. And I'd like to say to you this, is that we are basically sportsmen and athletes in our own right, with one exception, that when we drive and when we compete and when we race, there's a potential danger and a disaster around the corner. And in blunt terms, at any one time we step into a Formula 1 car, we can lose our life. Now, that's not saying that it frightens me, my sport, but it's something to be considered. And therefore, I'll say this as well, that the papers, and especially the tabloids, are very keen to say how much we earn, or this, that, and the other. And I think it's grossly unfair with many people that they speak about, because there isn't a race car driver in the world that doesn't deserve every penny he gets.
The Mansells returned to Ballerman, there to exchange and touch all that was precious to them. It was clear to all concerned, the most difficult task in Mansell's life would be to retire. Some few weeks later, on the 1st of October, the British driver Nigel Mansell fired a rocket into the world of Formula 1.
That's it, put your finger on mine. Pull it back, ready, steady, go! Oh!
Mere hours out of the driving seat, after a fine second place in Spain, a tired Nigel confirmed the news the fans most wanted to hear.
You know, Monday, today, which is the 1st of October, an agreement was signed somewhere around about 11 o'clock. Throughout the world, the press, the fans, the manufacturers, even the teams and some of the other drivers were extremely opposed to our decision to retire. And everybody felt that it was premature, with the exception of Roseanne and myself, that was. And it's basically, in one word, things changed very rapidly in Formula 1, and at the time we had decided to retire, and even a month or so after, it was exactly the correct thing to do. And up until really 10 o'clock this morning, and I would like to say that again, we were still undecided, but Williams have convinced me, Frank Williams and Patrick Head and Sheridan Thin has convinced me that, you know, we won't be competing next year just for the sake of competing. They've assured me we'll be competing for the World Championship. And with the provisions which are, they've given freely, and some which we've covered in the contract, now I am totally happy and confident that I'm never going to have to be looking over my shoulder as to what everyone will or will not be doing. And that's to say that everybody, but everybody from the mechanic upwards, and any person in the factory, anybody to do, and the sponsors and manufacturers to do with Williams, will be going for that one goal, and that's the goal that I haven't accomplished yet, which is trying to become the world champion.
It was departure time from Scuderia Ferrari. How would Nigel leave the prancing horse?
It's been an unbelievable experience. I mean, I'm a bigger person, stronger person, more worldly than I certainly was when I joined them 2 years ago. And the team, no regrets. I mean, what a sensational 2 years I've had. Very exciting times, 3 victories to date with them. Just amazing the way of workings, the inner workings and the inner sanctum of Ferrari and the mystique of it. And one would need probably 10 years to explain that, if you're lucky. Extremely happy to have survived the Ferrari experience. And I'm so proud, so privileged to have been with them, been driving for them, to have won for them, and to actually be able to leave them with the support and the measure of support I still have in Italy, and to still go forward and rejoin my old team, the Williams team with Frank, and be able to hold my head up high knowing that I've got immense support and fans and friends, which is very, very important, and above all, to leave them on good terms.
Mansell gave the world a taste of the season to come, a superb place in Australia, his last race with Ferrari. There only remains one last experience, an opportunity to watch the champion at work, mastering a unique car.
We're sitting in one of the most special cars actually in the world, which is a production F40, which will do in excess of 200 miles an hour, in fact over 210 miles an hour, and is one of the most famous cars that Ferrari have ever produced. You've got to treat this car with the utmost respect because it has so much power, as we'll demonstrate. It will do over 200 miles an hour very easily and very comfortably. I think the passenger should drive, never be a passenger in an F40. We're just going to do a lap now of the Ferrano circuit. You can see with the acceleration of the car, and this is in wet conditions. If it was a lot drier, we would be able to put the power down a lot easier. You've got to be a little bit careful today. Into the sequence of lefts and rights. This is an exciting bend in the dry. You put a lot of G-force around that one, and then again round another left-hand bend. This corner's rather slippy. Just give you an idea of speed. In the dry, you'd be going around the corners at twice the speed. Another little bit of wheel spin. And braking quite hard. And now we'll be accelerating down the straight. Going quite quickly at this point here. Oh, having a job to stop for this corner. That was quite quick into that corner. And then a nice sedate drive back to the pits.